Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are while you're watching this. This is Lunar Goddess Tarot. I'm Sarah and I'll be your intuitive guide and your reader today. So for today's reading, we are going to look into the energies of the Divine Feminine. I took a poll recently and it seems that a whopping 88% of you, the majority of you, want to hear about the Divine Feminine, her journey, and also the astrology of the journey and how this relates to her path, where she's been, where she's headed, and everything in between. So I'm super excited to blend these two worlds for you. Very excited to announce something in the near future as well. And for all of you who are new to the channel, please do have a look around. If you would, please like, share, and subscribe. It just helps people organically, YouTube's algorithm, it helps people find my channel, people who really need to hear what I have to say. And I also have private readings available on my website, as well as coaching sessions. You can check that out. It's in the description box below. A twin flame workbook for those of you on the twin flame journey. It's a complete workbook along with exercises, journal exercises, and talks about all the stages of the journey, what's going on in those stages, why separation happens, why the karmic partners appear, etc. And of course, why the counterpart doesn't choose you, which is a huge question on most people's minds, especially at the beginning of the journey. And lastly, I feel like I'm forgetting something. My mind just went blank. Oh, if you want to join me over on Patreon, you're welcome to do so. I have 4 tiers over there, 4 levels, and I've just posted a whole bunch of content over the last week. Actually, I think it was 2 days ago, I posted the August monthly energy forecast, and that includes the wacky astrology of August. I think there's like 8 different, there's transits, there's retrogrades, there's conjunctions, new moons, full moons, all kinds of wacky energy. So you'll want to check that out. And it's a great way to support the work that I do as well. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get into the reading. Today, I'm trying to use all of my decks. So you can see that I'm using different decks lately. So I have the Elemental Oracle, which is very interesting here. I have the Magical Dimensions deck. I end up calling this the Magical Activation deck because that's kind of just how it's, I don't know, that's kind of how I've always looked at this deck. It's an activating deck. And then the Light Seers Tarot. This is a light infused tarot deck. One of the first that I ever bought for myself. It's by Chris Ann. Just says Chris Ann. I don't know what her last name is, but Chris Ann. It's a classic in my opinion. It's just beautiful. The descriptions are beautiful. The pictures are beautiful. So we're going to dive right in. Thank you guys for being here. We're going to start actually with the Elemental Oracle here and just call in the divine, calling in the guides, my light team, the ancestors. Your light teams are very, very much with you at this time. I saw something the other day on Instagram. It was talking about the frequency on Earth. It was saying, it was one of those, now I can't think of the name of the hertz on Earth has just been out of crazy control lately. I cannot think about what it's called, but hopefully you know what I'm talking about. But it's been wacky lately. Not the Schumann resonance. The Schumann resonance has been really off the charts lately. So you know, we are ascending, we are mastering the ascension process. More and more people are waking up. So you know, be on the lookout for that, guys. Be on the lookout for soul tribe to come in. Be on the lookout for family to start waking up, and friends. And it might be the people that you least expected, not the ones that you expected. There's so many cosmic astrological activations that are happening this month as well. So as I talked about on the energy forecast, you'll probably feel that your energy and vitality is back for the month of August. Now it might dip lower back in September. When we get into September, you might feel a lower threshold of energy and vitality and endurance. But for now, take advantage of this in whatever area of life you most want to go after. And wherever you need to, throw away the key, wherever you need to just let bygones be bygones or let the past go, clear away those cobwebs, you're gonna have the energy to do so in August. And then you'll be reintroducing yourself. We have all these retrogrades going on. The retrogrades some of them will last until next year, like early, I think spring of next year. So, we've got 5 major planets that'll be retrograde by August. By this month, the end of this month, we're going to have 4 major planets: Saturn, Jupiter, Neptune, and Saturn, Jupiter, Neptune, and Uranus. The Uranus retrograde happens this month. The others are already retrograde. The Uranus retrograde happens this month in Taurus. So that's a doozy, guys. Uranus is, he doesn't fuck around. He's a rebel. He comes in with a force. Okay, we have time here. Discipline, time. So how are you using your time? This is how I would read this card. Are you using your time wisely? Are you allowing other people to hijack your time? Time is money. Time is energy. Are you allowing yourself time to recover? Especially if, let's say you do mental endurance, you do hours and hours of work that day, or meeting with clients, or planning, or prepping, or revamping your website. Because again, we're doing a lot of the re's here. I posted that yesterday on YouTube. A lot of the re's: rewind, revitalize, revamp, restructuring, all of this. Think about any of the re's, reinvention. This is what we're doing with these retrogrades, okay? Major to have 5 planets retrograding at the same time. Right now, again, by the end of the month, we'll have 4. And it's a time for us to go over where we've been, the hallowed ground. Where have we been, so that we can get to where we're going, not so we can stay there. It's just this temporary kind of looking back, collecting everything that we need to collect from the past, and then moving forwards. So you might also be in this energy of where did the time go in my life? How did I get to this age? How did this happen? How has half of my life gone by? Let's say we think we live to 100 and you're close to 50. How did that happen? How did I already live, a quarter of my life? 3/4? How is this happening? We are losing track of time. Time is not linear. It never was. So there is this timeline shift that's happening, and you're probably feeling it. But what a lot of people are feeling also, that I've been bringing to the surface, because I think it's really important to talk about mental health, is a lot of people are feeling this this death energy, this very scorpionic energy with the eclipse that we had, the lunar eclipse in Scorpio a few months ago. And we're going to have more eclipses in the fall. So I didn't even mention that. So we have eclipses coming, the more cosmic energy that's going to activate us, in just a little while here. So just when we think we're we're chilling, we're good, we've got this, eclipse season hits again. Okay, a Scorpio-Taurus axis. Then we move into Aries and Libra by 2023. So that won't be any less powerful, guys. Aries is the first house. Aries is the house of self. So and Libra is the house of partnerships, okay, and marriage. So expect things to be, revamped, again, restructured, reorganized in those areas of our life, and tower moments if we're unwilling to let things go. But yeah, Scorpio and Taurus. Taurus rules the 3D, the physical world. So we had a solar eclipse in Taurus, the lunar eclipse in Scorpio, death and rebirth, transformation, transmutation, transmuting, the phoenix rising. So this has allowed us to have a different grasp or concept of time. Hold your loved ones dear. You might be getting that message, be kind, be nice, and really nurture those relationships, because again, relationships are sort of front and center for a lot of people right now. So nurture the relationships that are working, the people that do want to be in your life, and release and let go of the ones that are no longer aligned. There's a lot of karmic endings happening right now, and there's no need to hold on to what was. It's just time to go full circle. There's a completion energy that needs to happen here. We actually got the completion card, I think it was yesterday or the day before. So you may want to go and watch that reading. I think that was for the August reading I did 2 days ago. The completion card came up. So that would be the equivalent of the world card in the major arcana. So that signals, it's kind of like Pisces energy in the 12th house. It's karmic completion and endings, the end of major cycles before you go into the beginning of a new cycle, which would be the Fool card, which is the 0-point energy field. So think about how you're managing your time, how you're utilizing your time wisely. What does time mean to you? Has it taken on a new meaning? Have you felt the timeline shift? Interesting. Time and gravity. Groundedness. So some of you might feel, especially if the upper chakras are being worked on, you might feel like you are like suspended. I talked about that actually in one of my posts, like this energy of suspension. You might feel like it was hard to get grounded. It was hard to get your bearings. So, or it was hard to get out of situations, right? That was kind of the energy that's coming in here from June and July. So where is it that you need to ground yourself more? Where is it that you can be more masterful of, when you find yourself in certain situations or around certain people that maybe, maybe those people are operating from the upper chakras more, and then maybe there needs to be a balance where you start to activate those lower chakras and just create that beautiful balance between all of the chakras and your chakra system. But I feel like there's a need for, if your head has been in the clouds, there's a need for activation here. We're in the month of Leo. We're in the 5th house energy, playfulness, activation, the heart, speaking and leading from the heart, acting from the heart. There's a need to really nurture the inner child. And the inner child is very grounded. The inner child, maybe played with dirt, played in the dirt, didn't care about getting their hands dirty. And maybe the adult you is like, no way, I can't do that. That's dirty. Maybe go for a hike, go out in nature, go for a swim. Water is very activating right now, very healing energy, whether it's the pool, it's a spring, it's the ocean, it's a lake, whatever it is, the intercoastal. Find a way to be, water sports or out in the water, even if you're just floating, even if that's all you can do right now, that's a great way to actually ground yourself. But in some way, take time every day, even if it's just going to see the sunset, even if it's just going to the park. Like I said, if you have mountains nearby or trails, go hike a trail, even if it's an easy one. It doesn't have to be strenuous, but get yourself outside right now, because there, again, you can see the planets in this card. There's a lot of planetary action, and the animals are healers. The animals are coming in, nature is coming in to heal us and to bring us down, right? To bring us back down to earth, where we signed up to be right now. So let's take a look at the tarot deck. Temperance, balance, and 2 of Pentacles. Interesting. So, more balance, more of the need for balance here. Yeah, how are you balancing your time? How are you balancing your energy? How are you balancing, spirituality with your 3D life, your 3D world, gravity? So, creating the need for balance, weighing your options could be another way to look at this card. Some of you are making decisions right now. We're in the process of considering different decisions in your life, and so this could be reflective of that. But it's kind of wishy-washy energy. Like you have to make sure that you come to a conclusion, get conclusive about what it is that you really desire, what it is that you want, what's going to work for you. So one way, look at this. This is like all about balance. So, the sun and the moon, the yin and the yang, the masculine, the feminine. If you look at this card, this is an androgynous person. It's not a male or female. You don't know who or what this person is, and it doesn't matter, because the point of this is just to find that balance within yourself. This could also speak to inner union, the fact that a lot of inner unions have been activated, the fact that, just the fact that the majority of you guys, voted not to hear about the Divine Masculine's journey. I think it was like 18 or 14%, that's not a lot. A year ago, it would have been probably the opposite. So you guys have really turned a corner and really, really have sunk into your journey and really dug your nails and your teeth in to get to the grit of the Divine Feminine's journey, of her transformation, that's happening right now. It's like the world is coming out of this chrysalis and coming into this like it's a brand new world, you know, and you almost want to blink your eyes. It's so bright. So beautiful things are on the horizon, and it does require us to be as more balanced than we've ever been before, to be able to continue to spread light work, to be able to continue to stay in our field and not go back to that codependent energy of feeling like something that would make us happy was outside of ourselves, that it was an external joy, external happiness, but rather creating that within, being the creatrix of your own energy. So 9 of Wands, I asked, what does a divine feminine need to know? Well, 3 of Wands and 9 of Wands. This is the energy of, you know, the Wands is the spiritual realm. It's the unseen. It's the subconscious. Very, very cool realm to be swirling around in. And the 3 of Wands is like waiting for your ships to come in. It's like, I've done the work, you know, my lanterns are lit. Now I'm just waiting for my manifestations to come to reality. I'm waiting for to reap the benefits, you know, that I've sown. All of the work that you've put into to stepping into your mission, to creating inner union for yourself, for healing, all of that is going to, it's like everything you've put out there in the universe coming back to you. So all the hard work. This is also talks about karmic releases, karmic completions, and karmic blessings coming in because you've paid your dues. So I really like the 3 of Wands. It's a beautiful energy there. And the 9 of Wands is, you know, the card that says, don't give up. You've come so far. Don't give up now. Okay? Keep yourself, keep in focus what it is that you desire, what it is that you're here to do. And don't let anybody talk you out of your mission or talk you into like subservience, or let's say you escaped a 3D job. Don't let anybody talk you into going back to that job just for safety and security, okay? I know things are crazy out there right now. I know it's like inflation, recession, I know, but stay true to yourself. The more of us that can stay true to ourselves and in our center and balanced, the more powerful we all are collectively to rise up from what is happening, which is exactly what we're supposed to do. And, you know, this, you could also look at the 3 of Wands collectively as, you know, collectively we've done our work, so now we get to sit back and reap the benefits of all the work that we've done over the past few years. And it's like waiting for the results, right, of all of our hard efforts, the arrival of these opportunities finally at last. It's like, oh, at last. Continue making progress, guys. Continue working on yourself. Continue mastering these concepts of time and gravity, and know that you're moving in the right direction. So expect miracles, expect opportunities to arrive, expect the right people to cross your path, and know that what it is that you desire, you know, what you seek is seeking you, okay? Do not, whatever you do not allow anybody to like put out your fire. You have a determination, there's a resiliency. The 9 of Wands also speaks to resiliency of somebody who doesn't give up, somebody who has been able to defeat, has been defeated in the past or felt defeated and risen up every single time, the phoenix rising, the person that says, you know what, I can conquer anything that comes my way. And it's the final push. It's the final push. There's a lot of excitement in both of these cards. They both speak to something really good on the horizon and something coming. I mean, she's even watching out for it. She's like, it's an expectant energy. It's not a neediness. It's an expectant, like, I know this is going to arrive, and that's how you have to manifest. I know it's going to arrive. I trust that this is happening. I don't need anybody to tell me otherwise, because I already know. I already know. Expect the good things to arrive at your doorstep, and they will. The final push in order to finally bring to fruition and manifestation everything you've worked so hard for up until this point. Ice Queen, introspection, self-analysis, fortitude. This could also be looked at as the Queen of Swords. So some of you have really stepped into this Queen of Swords energy in order to get shit done, you know, in order to create the changes that you've needed to create, or step into mastery and transformation in your own life. So you're, again, if you're on a divine counterpart journey, there is not a worry or anxiety or restlessness that you may have felt in the past about the counterpart not being physically present, or maybe there's a lack of communication, or maybe communication has changed, or the connection has changed, and you've just gone into this mode of, initially, I think it was self-protection for a lot of people, but now this is just, I'm just going within, you know, I'm analyzing myself, I'm bettering myself, I'm healing, and I don't have the need to worry about what they're doing or why they did it, or, and also, like, if there was heartbreak, because the Three of Swords came up the other day, and it actually flipped around when I was shuffling today. So it's that energy of, you know, heartbreak, betrayal, you know, a painful ending to a love affair. So if that happened, you know, you probably transformed yourself into this Queen of Swords energy because you felt like you had no other choice. You may have closed your heart off initially, but Leo season and this upcoming Lionsgate is asking you to open your heart. And I've done a video and a post already on Lionsgate, so if you want to check those out to tap into that energy and what's coming up, that would be a good idea, to utilize the energy to the best of your ability. You know, she has fortitude, she has inner strength, she doesn't seek anything outside of herself. And so, yeah, in a way, she's icy, because it can be hard to, get to her. It can be hard to really, she doesn't let everybody in. She's very picky and choosy. She's very decisive about what kind of energy she allows into her life. And she's just too busy studying herself to necessarily even seek partnership at this time. And so she might push potential suitors away, but she's like, I'm okay with that, because this is self-study is the most important thing. Introspection is the most important thing right now, because if you know yourself, you know, nobody can shake that. Nobody can shake that groundedness, that centeredness that you have created within yourself. You created a home within yourself instead of seeking it in other people. Higher perspective, the cosmos, awakening, unity. Yeah, you've seen the higher perspective, divine feminine. You've realized that the ultimate end all be all goal is not to reach physical union in this lifetime. That would be great. That would be wonderful if the stars align to do so. But you're much more concerned and much more content, again, with the study of the self. You know, that higher perspective, you are being guided to really turn away. You know, most of you have turned completely away from the counterpart, and even from this journey and from the connection. You don't have, you just don't feel the need to know. You don't feel the need to explore, to examine that like you did in the past, the whys, why. You're like, I don't know, it doesn't matter. What matters is that this woke me up. What matters is that this was part of my awakening. Realizing that the counterpart was there as a catalyst to catalyze your growth and your expansion and your potential. And any kind of romantic connection is always going to be secondary to the personal growth that occurs because of the meeting of this person, the meeting of the minds, the meeting of the hearts, the meeting of the soul. And, you know, this speaks to the awakening that the whole world is doing at this time, the globe. It's a global awakening, collective awakening. And nobody is really exempt from this, because we have to shift our perspective in order to move forward, because life is changing, life is shifting. Just look outside, look at the prices, look at the inflation, look at the recession, look at the real estate market, look at the banks, look at what's happening. People are in fear. People have been operating in fear, and they wanted to get us in fear, so then we would be vulnerable, right? Then you're vulnerable, you're in fear. You're living in fear, something bad's going to happen, something bad's going to happen. Oh, then it did. And oh, another bad thing's going to happen. So you're living in fear, you're vulnerable. We have to become the Ice Queen, the Ice Kings, in order to build that fortress around ourselves, so that our vulnerability is not taken advantage of, and so that we don't live from a place of fear. And Leo season asks us to live from the heart, to trust, to not let yourself go into that vibrational state of fear, because it's a lower vibration. It will affect your environment, it will affect everyone around you, it will affect your business, it will affect your relationships. Stay in that higher perspective, that higher ground. Okay? Music is also very healing right now. Music, water, nature, the elements, oneness. Interesting. This is actually the divine masculine energy. So some feminines may feel like they've mastered that divine masculine energy at last. Okay, if you felt yourself that you lived, the majority of your life in the masculine energy, you probably feel like you swung to the other side, and maybe you feel like you're embodying more of the feminine energy now, and you're creating this sense of balance between the two. So this is beautiful. This is a healed divine masculine energy. Patience, balance. Again, he's, communing with nature. This is a divine masculine energy who knows when to work, knows when to play, knows when to rest. Because the unhealed masculine, work, power, control, envy, greed, lust. It's, how the world has been operating for eons and eons. So no, this is an energy that says, I don't need to do that in order to be successful. It's a redefining of success. Okay, the new divine masculine energy redefines success, and it's not at all what we would have expected. So I think I will stop there, guys, for this reading. I'll probably deliver another one to you guys today. So thank you for being with me. I hope this brought you some clarity and some perspective. It's a wacky month. The astrology, go look at my post on YouTube, and I didn't even include the eclipses in there, but that are coming up. But the astrology of August it's just full. It's jam-packed full of twists and turns and cosmic maneuvers. And so it's just best to be prepared. It's best to understand what's happening and how it can impact us personally, and then individually, and then collectively, so that we can maintain our strength, our inner strength through this process, and not be taken advantage of, but also open our hearts and assist others, who are just waking up on the journey. So send you guys lots and lots of love. Take care, and I will be back soon with another video. Be well.